just a bit here. So, yeah. Hey, 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 hey. So welcome in to the Fall Mystery Box event with Dusty Granny and Creative Kinship. It is a collaborative event. It is a 2-day event, my friends. So make sure that you are staying and watching. My partner will be on tomorrow, so that'll be fun to see what she creates. Hey there, Miss Michelle. How are you, my friend? Alright, so let's see if I can find myself. Thank you for getting me all sprinkled out. I really do appreciate that. I do. Right, so Miss Sarah is finishing up. If you missed her or any of the presenters, please go back and find them and watch the replays. I know that I will definitely be doing that for a few. So please go check it out. Check them out. Okay. And I want to make sure that we are where we need to be, because we do have... I'm excited to see what's in my inside my packet. That's going to be a lot of fun to see. So thank you again to everybody for popping in. I really do appreciate it. Again, if you are new to me, my name is Tamara. Everybody calls me T, so either way is fine. Either way is perfectly fine. And we are in a 2-day event. Again, it is being hosted by Creative Kinship event group and Dusty Granny's event group. So make sure that you are going and watching both of them. There's Miss Amy. How are you, my friend? Again, I'm super excited to be part of events like this. It is fun. It is fun to do. So up after me is going to be Your Craft Cottage. Your Craft Cottage is going to be up after me. So, and I am on day 1, not day 2 like I posted earlier, so forgive me for that. Today is day 1. I don't know why I had day 2 in my head, but it is day 1. So, that means that the fun has just started. Miss Wendy was on earlier, Miss Teresa, Miss Tonya, like I said, Miss Sarah just finished up. And then we have Your Craft Cottage, Country, Creekside Creations, Making Memories with Liz, LT Designs, and Cultivating Keepsakers are everybody who will be presenting today. So that's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys will stick around and watch us. Alright, so let me... Now, my package did say, you know, no, it did say no peeking, so, you know, no peeking. I didn't. It's still all sealed up, and we're going to open this up together, okay? So let me move these these journals down, and I'm going to bring you guys over. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. So let's see what's inside of this this package. Okay, now there are items that I must use, so we'll see what all Miss Michelle has in store for me, and hopefully my creativity will go ding ding ding, and we'll be able to come up with something really pretty. I love the challenge of the mystery boxes, or you know, because you never know what you're gonna get, and you have to think on the fly, and honestly that's what a lot of my crafting is, so I'm excited about that. So we're gonna see what we're gonna get. Okay, alright, so we have a box in a box. Oh, this is one of those cigar box things, isn't it? Yes, it is. Oh, look at here. The cigar box is my surface, which is my required item, so I must utilize this. 3 items that you must use are napkin, spools, and metal corners. So, metal corners, spools. How fun. We also have some cute little sunflowers, along with some dragonflies. We have a little knob. We have some bling. Cute little doilies. Super fun. And then here's the napkins. Oh, okay, so I get choices. Alright, so I can pick which napkin I would like. Does the tissue paper count as a napkin? Or is that a different item? Have fun. Thank you. So have fun, my friend from Michelle, from Pretty Pieces by Michelle. I know, super pretty, isn't it? So, really cute. I do like it. So, so it is a wooden box that is wrapped. So first things first, depending on what I do, I may need to take some of this wrap away. See if it'll come off. Will it come off? I think so. I think I might be able to get some of it off. So, does the tissue paper count as one of the napkin options or not? That's my question. And I think that would be more of a question, I guess, for, well, I don't know, for both. Because I don't know if you intended that to be that or not. So let's see, let's learn how this hinge is working. So my paper is essentially my hinge. Alright, so we're going to have to actually try to keep that intact so it doesn't come apart. At least what's on this. I definitely want to take the label of the Surgeon General thing off, because I definitely don't want that. So let's start by trying to do that. Sure, why not? Okay, just asking. Let's see if we can get this sticker here off. I mean, I understand why they put it, the Surgeon General warnings. Yeah, I know, I just noticed that if I remove the paper, it will fall apart. So we will have to go over it. Either that or reinforce the hinge, which I will still probably do. I'm still probably gonna have to just reinforce the hinge in some form or fashion. So because it's raised, I'm still gonna remove it. I think I'm gonna end up covering it to reinforce that hinge, and then we'll work from there. Never really worked with like an actual cigar box. I've done jewelry boxes, wooden boxes, but not one that was designated as a cigar box. So this is a lot of fun right here. So that right there is a lot of fun. Okay, so if I remove the actual paper, then it essentially damages the hinge, because this is just held together by a little bit of masking tape. So we are actually going to reinforce that, and I'm going to cover the whole thing. So I'm gonna get me some paper. I wasn't expecting that, but let me go grab some paper, because I do want to ensure that this is going to be stronger, so we don't have any issues of it falling apart. So let me do that. This is just a lightweight cardstock, and we're going to use it to reinforce this. So, but I am going to take this hanging piece off. And what I'll end up doing is I'll probably end up using the spool on the inside. So it's definitely a curveball, but a fun one. Thank you, Michelle. So it's not something I've worked with before, so lots of fun for sure. Alright. Okay, and I am gonna rough this up because it does have a like a gloss to it, and I need it to be able to adhere, so we're going to do that, okay, without actually removing it. So how is everybody's Saturday going so far? It's been a nice quiet Saturday so far. I went to have lunch with my oldest, so that was a lot of fun. It's always nice when I get to hang out with the kiddos. And it's so different when they start moving out and, you know, having their own lives and such. Very, very, very different from what, you know, regular life is. Not an actual cigar box, no. I've done dupes like the wooden boxes and stuff, but not an actual cigar box. No, I have not. So fun. Now I can say I have. Alright, so I just marked where I am going to trim my paper down. And I'm going to use my paper trimmer to ensure that I get it cut straight. Somehow I still end up getting paper not so straight when I am using my cutter. I don't know. I know it's obviously personal, you know, user error, but yeah. Okay, so I am going to I'll use my 3-in-1. That way I ensure that it's gonna adhere. And this is wanting to raise up, so let's see. I know, right? It's definitely odd. I know a lot of people have done cigar boxes and stuff. It's not something I've ever really gotten into. But today is the day, and I accept the challenge. Okay, so this part seems to want to stay, and that's fine. I just need it to be rough so that my paper will stick to it. Alright. Gotta get some of that excess dust off. To need a new bottle. Hey there, Miss Lisa. Hello there, Miss Wendy. Hey, Miss Wendy. How are you doing, my friend? Are you home yet to take that muscle relaxer? I didn't see if they ended up telling you what was wrong. You haven't either? Okay, so I'm not the only one. Yay, I don't feel so bad now. I'm sure they are. Like I said, I've seen several people work with them before, and so I'm excited to create. Yeah, y'all keep Miss Wendy in your prayers because she's been having some arm pain. Hopefully she got some answers at the hospital. You're curious that I got this? Well, it was a mystery event, and my partner chose to send me this as part of their package, so I have to use it. Even though it's not something that I've ever used before. You have to wait. So they did tests and everything, sent you home without an answer. Did you go I thought you went to the hospital. I thought they weren't supposed to release you unless you had like an answer or stuff. Well, but then again, one of my husband's co-workers went to the hospital due to chest pain. He's an older gentleman, and they released him after just saying that, after saying that it wasn't a heart attack. They released him. I'm like, okay, well, what was it then? They're like, well, they said it wasn't life-threatening, he could go home. So, yeah. Hey there, Miss Teresa. How are you, my sweet friend? Oh, you're still there. Okay. Well, then hopefully you'll get some answers soon. Yeah, I was about to say, if you went there and they did a CT scan and sent you home without answers, I don't know. That don't sound right to me. I was about to say something wasn't going good. So, alright, so after vernishing there to get my corner straight, we're gonna come to the back now to put the rest of the existing paper. So I'm just gonna again make sure that whatever it's being attached to is sand down, because this paper is a bit glossy and so I don't want it to have issues sticking. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I've seen them at thrift stores. Like I said, just not really my thing per se to do. So it's not something that I've like picked up, but I've seen them. And then yeah, I mean, if it's something that you create, you could probably source them by going to an actual cigar shop if you have one, or place that sells them in your area. Said not. And I've seen some people make some really pretty things with them. I'm gonna turn them into like a jewelry box. I think I'm gonna turn mine into like a little diorama of some sort. So I'm just using a bone folder to crease my edge. And when I do that, I also get any of the excess glue moved around. So. How are you, dear? It's been so long. Hope you are doing well, hon. So I just have a wet wipe out so that I can clean this off as I'm getting the excess glue on it, because I definitely don't want to be spreading that on top of my paper. I mean, it wouldn't matter because I'm gonna decoupage over it anyways, so yeah. Okay, so that should help to keep that hinge intact, which is the main reason why I was doing that, because yeah, I about goofed on that one. So, but it is wooden, which is nice. So we have given ourselves here now this strengthened hinge. Sorry about that. So all I'm doing is creasing where that hinge is, so that it will open and close, you know, properly. You're in a room. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully you get answers soon, my friends. And please let us know. You're in our thoughts and prayers, dear. Okay? Alright. Now that I have that part done, the rest I should be okay with. And I do need to use a napkin. And I can use a napkin of choice. So she sent me the smaller or the larger cornucopia. Well, the larger one fits better, so we're gonna go with the larger one. So with it being okay, and look at that. So I love the rest of this napkin. Look at how it has that aging to it. So I'm definitely going to use that for the rest of the box and use the image on the lid. Okay, so hoping get you guys a little bit better focused. So with napkins, you always need to take the plies off, right? So we're going to work on taking those plies off. Okay, this is one ply. So we're going to gently take it off. And like I said, I'll use the rest of the napkin on the edges of the rest of the box. But the image I want on the front. I know, right? The aging look on that napkin is gorgeous. I love when napkins give you options for using the rest of it, not just like the one panel. I do like that. So it is a gorgeous napkin. And I am going to cut that one section off though. just so it makes it easier to manipulate. Wait a second. So I'm gonna cut straight down that way. That's what I'm gonna do. So it's a nice size napkin. This would be, you know, like your lunch napkins, the larger ones, or dinner ones. So that's nice, and I absolutely love that aged crackle look on it without having to do it. So that's gonna be a lot of fun to use. Yeah, so we're gonna work on getting this adhered right in there. That is what we're going to do. Okay, so let's get us out our glue, and do I still have my little, I guess I don't have it anymore. Okay. So I keep my, you know, like the plastic from our, whenever we get, you know, packaging and stuff, I keep it to put paint on, to put glue on, to put whatever I need on it. It's repurposing of packaging. I don't think I've brought any of my brushes back, have I? Nope, of course I've not. Because why would I be that smart? Okay, so I'm just using Elmer's glue with some water. It will help it flow better. And honestly, that's all Mod Podges is. White glue with some water. If you ever look up how to make your own, you'll see. And then lucky for me, this is a box, which means that it is a hard surface, so I am going to do the iron-on method, which means that I am going to put my adhesive down. I'm going to dry it and then iron it so that I can manipulate my napkin without tearing it. So I love this method, but it only really works for flat surfaces. Curved things, not so much. Unless you have like a curved iron or something, which I don't have. I mean, I know that there's curved, what are they called? Heat presses for like when you do ball caps and stuff. Because when I had a heat press, it had that attachment. But that stayed up in storage because I never used it, so couldn't tell you if it works. Alright, so let's dry this, and then I'm going to keep this around because I'm going to obviously need this some more. And like I said, this is a good method when you're using anything like a napkin, tissue paper. Collage paper is very finicky as well. Rice paper, not so much, but it's still good for rice paper. You don't want to, because you don't want to tear it, you know, from picking it up and placing it down, trying to find the proper place for it to go. I even do the iron-on method for my paper craft. Like when I do, when I decoupage some napkins on some paper pockets, and I did it, and I had people like, you can do that? I'm like, oh yeah. Nobody said you couldn't. It works. So I am trying to leave a little bit to come on over onto the inside. And so this, see, being able to lift it up without tearing it is only possible because of it not being wet. Because if the glue were wet, yeah, you definitely could not do that. It would completely tear all up, okay? I'm going to move these extra little pieces to the side here, along with the extra napkins and tissue paper, so that hopefully we can work better here. Alright, and I'm going to use, if you have Teflon, use Teflon. I'm not sure where my sheet is, so I'm using these pre-cut pieces of parchment that I got at the dollar store. So there's a total of 100 sheets in here, and I can, you know, get a decent amount of usage out of, you know, one piece. Do not use wax paper, okay? Whatever you do, please do not use wax paper. You will mess up your project, your iron. Not good. Alright, so we are just reactivating the glue that we dried and adhering it to our napkin. By doing it this way, like I said, we can move it without issues. You can also avoid wrinkles. Now don't get me wrong, in some projects I want wrinkles, other projects not so much. So thank you again, Miss Wendy and Miss Tonya, for hosting this event, putting it together. I knew it took several months of planning. You know, thank you to everybody who participated. These events are fun to do. You know, you never know. Don't get me wrong, I always tend to rack my brain on like what to send, but it's always fun. It's fun to see what the other person sends you, because many times they'll send you like things that they like to do and it may not necessarily be your style of crafting, so you got to think outside the box. And hey, that's the fun part about it, right? So we have now this part right here. Look at that, look at that, look at that. How that is so cool. Okay, I am going to end up tucking this inward, so let's do that part. And so I have 20 minutes left up after me, guys. Is going to be your crafting cottage, so make sure that you stay, and just if you're in the event, which is honestly the easiest way, get into the event group. It is a free event group. Because this is a co-hosted, it's a joint effort, you can watch from either Dusty Granny's event group or Miss Tonya's Creative Kinship event group. Okay, so you can do from either or, and you can watch all of the presenters for today and for tomorrow. I don't know why I had that today was day 2, y'all. I'm gonna go fix that in my post later because I feel kind of crazy that I did that. So but yeah, if you guys can go and watch, you can see everybody. Which I think is a lot of fun. Go see what they got, and watch our creative process, because everybody's creative process is very different. You know, sometimes you let the items speak to you and tell you like what it is, and that's what I like to do. I like to be like, okay, well, let's see what you've sent me, and let's see what this is telling me it wants to be. So I am doing this part wet. You could again dry it and all of that, but I'm just doing it wet. And then we're gonna have to come and take and sand off the excess, but we're gonna also come here on the side as well. Okay, so we're gonna bring the napkin all the way over is what we will be doing. So let me go ahead and get this side done. And then we'll look, I still have to use the corners, and I still have to use the spools. Okay, I still have to use the spools. So everybody, the way the rules went were we were to send a surface, which everybody had to use the surface sent, and then 3 must use items, and then 3 additional items that the person could use if they chose to or not. And then like if you needed to, I mean, you could use like paint, or like in my case I went to grab some paper, obviously glues, you know, essentials, you can obviously pull from your stash. So again, I am going to dry this just because it'll make it easier, because we want to get that hinge dried properly. Welcome in, Miss Ann, welcome in. So again, just drying this out so that we can do our iron-on method for the napkin. And again, please join both of the event groups. They are a lot of fun. They host their own events, and then they do a lot of events in collaboration. Miss Tonya and Miss Wendy are both amazing creators themselves. So if you're not following them, please do. There's links to the groups up in the description of this video, so that way you can go and make sure that you are a part of the awesome communities that these ladies have. Okay. So once again, and then we're going to want to make sure that we are pulling it tight. So I'm just tugging on it gently to make sure that it is going to be where it needs to be and in the right spots. And again, I'm still using my little parchment paper. Then, like I said, these little pieces work great. Obviously, if you have a really large surface, then yeah, you would probably want to have a bigger piece. But for what I tend to use, and even when I've done like a full cover, a journal cover, I still use these, and it's still fine for me. I kind of prefer to work in smaller sections and have, you know, a good amount of control on stuff. Alright. Now, we do have to remember that this has that hinge. So I do want to make sure that it is going to hold, right? So that's going to be my only concern throughout the whole process, is if that hinge is going to be, you know. And obviously everything that moves wears with time, so those are things that you always have to keep. Look, almost a perfect cover, almost. Just have the one little section. We have the one little section by the, I'll show you guys here in a second once I'm not trying to hold this down. Again, like I'm trying to make sure that it is tight on coming around that edge, so I have a clean edge, right? That's what we're trying to do, is to ensure we have those clean edges. Alright, okay. So yeah, so you see it comes all the way around. Here's my spine. I still have to do this. So as you can tell, the part that had the paper is giving good coverage. Obviously this part is the napkin is very thin, so it's going to show anything that's underneath. So I'm going to have to wrap that with some additional paper just so that it looks continuous. But then see right here, this one part here, right where it opens up, that part I'm going to have to cover, and then obviously these sides. But other than that, that napkin was large enough to get us all the way around. So I thought that was really cool, right? I thought that was really cool that it did that. So that's why I didn't finish to do that, because I need to come and put another piece of paper here so that I can finish that part there. Now, let's get these sides kind of worked on, because we do need to use the book covers. So I need to make sure that I'm using these book covers. Thank you, Miss Liz. I appreciate that. So these book corners, I keep on saying book covers, but they're book corners, were one of my must-use items. So these are super fun to add as like a little adornment. Now, the moment, you know, that it said book corners, that took me to what this is going to become. So I am going to be turning this into, which is one of the reasons why it went from being a cigar box like this to being in this direction, because we are going to turn this into a faux book. Alright, but on the inside we're going to create something like a little scene. To give you an idea of what I'm talking about, so this is a mini wooden coffin. I got this actually at Michael's. It does light up, and so I saw it with the flowers. I'm like, okay, little ghosties, flower power. And so the inside opens up to a little, you know, flower power witch's apothecary. She has a bottle with some love, shine, peace, sparkle, the little cauldron right there, and then there's some colorful moss to tie in. And then, like I said, it does light up, it flickers, really cute. So I'm going to do some kind of scene on the inside. Now, because this is the cornucopia, it will end up being some form of a fall theme. Not 100% sure yet, but that's what it's going to be. Okay, so we are going to attach these, and where did my, there we go. Thank you, I really appreciate that. I love doing things like that. I just think that they're like the cutest thing ever. I do need to clean this up though, and I wish I had like some ribbon. I don't think I have any. I don't think I have anything that would match. I don't really work with ribbon all that much, so I don't really keep it on hand. But I did have this for some Halloween stuff. So we're going to use it to kind of trim the edge to kind of make it look finished, so that we can put those book corners on him, okay? I have like 7 minutes left, and there is no way I'm gonna get done with it, but I want you to get an idea what this will look like. And it's gonna take me time. I'll get the outside done, but the inside portion is definitely not gonna be finished for a while, because anytime I do dioramas, they take me time, because I have to really let the scene play with, you know, play out. But I'm thinking like some fall foliage, maybe some deer, you know, some little woodland critters, maybe something of that nature. So we'll play with that. And since I also need to use the little spools, they'll actually end up being my riser. So she sent me 4, which obviously if you did a box like this, you could put them at the bottom. But I'm actually going to set them here so that it will sit upright. And might take 3 of them because it's kind of heavy with the. So they might do that, or I might incorporate them inside. But I will utilize them because they are a required item. And when I do get done with it, I will end up posting a picture so that everybody can see where my crazy creative mind took this cigar box. I know that some of y'all are so good about being able to finish crafts in the time. I'm definitely not the best at that. I admit I am a very slow crafter. I just let the process take me, and sometimes takes me a little bit longer than even I would like, but I do love the process though. So we're going to add this in here, and it's gonna look really pretty though. So I'm very excited to see what your crafting cottage is going to have. She is going to be up, so make sure that you go and watch her. Remember, there are still, I'm halfway through the event, so we still have a good amount of creators left. So make sure that you are in the groups, that you are watching along, enjoying, like I said, the creative process, seeing where everybody goes with the supplies, because again, it's a mystery box. We don't know what's gonna be inside of our package. I've been sitting on this package and wondering what was inside, and I finally saw what it was inside. I never imagined it to be a cigar box, but I am happy it is, because now this is a new project for me. Thank you so much, ladies. I truly appreciate all of y'all taking time out of your Saturday to come and hang out with me, and to be part of the event. I know that, you know, these events are a lot of fun for a lot of us. So thank you to Miss Tonya and to Miss Wendy for putting them on and going through. Like I said, I know that it takes a lot. Yeah, see, I told you that I was about halfway through. There's 5 creators left, and that's only day 1, guys. We still have day 2. That's tomorrow. Like I said, I goofed up in my earlier post when I said I was coming on today. I posted that I was on day 2. No, this is day 1. We still have all day tomorrow, because I was like, where's Michelle? She's supposed to be she's tomorrow. So tomorrow I get to see her with the items that I sent her and see what she comes up with, and that's also fun, because, you know, Miss Michelle, if you're still in here, did you think that this is where, you know, your items were gonna go? Is this what you thought about? That's what I'm always curious, is like the people who, you know, when we send the stuff, like, did the creator who got it, did they like get what you were thinking of, or did they totally go off on a different wild chase because, you know, it's something else for them? Like, I'm always curious about that, like, you know, how, because sometimes when we put things together, as the creator who sends them, you know, we kind of have an idea, like, oh, they could do this, or they could do that, or this would work with this. You know, we always have like some kind of like an idea in our head. So now the question would be, do y'all think that we need to put the other two? What do you think? Should we put the other two on there or no? Just the two in that one corner. I think it needs the other one. That is the best part of these, is watching your partner open them. Yeah, exactly. And then be like, you know, did they think anywhere near to what I was thinking? Or did they just look at it and be like, oh my gosh, what in the world did so and so think when they sent me this, right? I was wondering why you put it sideways. I thought you didn't know. See? It's like, okay, like, does she not know how that goes? That's what I'm saying. It's really cool to see, you know, if, you know, we have those like little connecting clicks as creators. You said the two. Oh my gosh, I was already gonna do this. So we're gonna go with all four of them. It's gonna frame it out. It'll be fine. All right, guys. So let's go see the creating are for feet and a knob. I saw the knob, but I am actually going to do like a little hand pull on it, something like that, versus the knob. I'm going to do something a little bit more. And you definitely challenged me to think like, okay, what am I going to do with this, because I've never done one of these. And so yeah, I didn't go jewelry box with it, that's for sure. So thank you so much again, Michelle, for sending me this fun mystery box to work with. And let's go see our next presenter. I'm excited to see what they're doing and what everybody else is doing, and I can't wait to see what you do tomorrow. So love you guys. All right, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I'll post pictures as the progress of the inside goes. Okay, you guys see how the outside's gonna be, but I'll post the pictures of the inside part as well. So love y'all.